The 3rd Air Assault Battalion of Ukraine's 79th Air Assault Brigade detected a formation of Russian armored units while conducting a surveillance mission in the Sumy region. As soon as intelligence confirmed the approach of hostile forces, Ukrainian troops mobilized without hesitation. Under relentless suppressive fire, Russian armor surged forward, determined to breach Ukrainian defensive lines. Responding instantly, drone operators under the command center's orders switched to attack mode. Then, in a flash, one of the Russian tanks rolled over a concealed anti-tank mine. A deafening explosion ripped through the battlefield, turning the vehicle into a fireball. 2 surviving Russian soldiers stumbled out of the smoke, desperately trying to retreat. But the Ukrainian UAV team's mission was clear: ensure the crippled tank was permanently neutralized. Meanwhile, other Russian tanks pushed forward despite the chaos, maintaining pressure on defensive positions. Ukrainian drone operators, calm and methodical, scanned the terrain for new targets and struck again. Another FPV drone made impact. Another blast. A second tank obliterated. The air thickened with dust and fire as the Russian advance slowed. Elsewhere along the line, Ukrainian scouts spotted a so-called turtle tank, a heavily reinforced machine covered in crude metal plating. These armored beasts, modified for protection against drones, often travel beside other vehicles, but their bulky frames make them obvious targets. Ukrainian operators didn't waste a moment. Attack drones launched in rapid succession, locking onto targets with deadly precision. A series of explosions ripped through the convoy, halting its advance. Despite its reinforced armor, the turtle tank couldn't withstand the storm. A well-placed strike pierced the plating, leaving the vehicle burning and silent. The Russian armored units in the Sumy region suffered catastrophic losses and were forced to withdraw. These turtle tanks, rushed to the front by Moscow, symbolize more than desperation. They reveal the deep flaws and technological stagnation of Russian armor, typically built on outdated Soviet hulls like the T-62 or T-72. These tanks are hastily modified in workshops with thick steel plates and welded beams. They look like oversized metal boxes meant to deflect drone strikes, but their design is fundamentally broken. Instead of protection, the extra weight cripples their mobility, narrows the crew's vision, and reduces effective firepower. For Ukrainian drone teams, these turtles are easy prey. The crude plating can't stop FPV drones or artillery from striking weak points, and the added weight strains engines, often causing breakdowns or bogging tanks in mud and trenches. Russian propaganda may showcase them as anti-drone solutions, but in truth, they expose the lack of modern armor and active defense systems. With the help of skilled UAV crews and advanced intelligence, Ukraine has turned these lumbering relics into prime targets, most destroyed before ever reaching the front. In recent months, Ukrainian forces have intensified their efforts to cripple Russian logistics and fortifications through precise reconnaissance, targeted drone assaults, and synchronized artillery strikes. Among these operations, one of the most devastating tactics has been the systematic targeting of Russian supply convoys, the arteries that keep frontline units alive. These convoys, often composed of trucks, fuel carriers, armor transports, and improvised vehicles, form a vital lifeline for Russian troops struggling to hold their positions. But traveling on poorly protected roads and hastily mapped routes, they are dangerously exposed to ambush and aerial surveillance. Ukrainian UAV and reconnaissance teams maintain constant coordination with artillery and missile units, monitoring critical supply lines day and night. The moment a convoy is detected, real-time data flows instantly to assault units. Within seconds, FPV drones, loitering munitions, or precision-guided artillery are deployed to strike moving targets. Each coordinated strike often wipes out multiple vehicles in a single engagement, severing supply chains and spreading chaos across Russian logistics. Yet the destruction of these convoys delivers a deeper impact than just the loss of machines. Every successful ambush forces Russian commanders to reroute supply paths, longer, riskier, and less efficient. With each new route, the burden grows. Extra manpower and resources must be devoted to guard convoys, repair roads, and secure refueling points. This constant adjustment drains already stretched units and leads to shortages of fuel, ammunition, and medical equipment on the front lines. In countless cases, Russian soldiers have been seen abandoning disabled vehicles and retreating on foot, leaving behind valuable supplies that Ukrainian forces later capture or destroy. What began as a logistical strike becomes a chain reaction, one that paralyzes entire sectors of the battlefield. Ukraine's strategy of capturing and holding key terrain in contested zones is just as critical as its convoy ambushes. High ground, crossroads, and transport hubs serve as vital anchors for reconnaissance, fire control, and offensive maneuvers. When these positions fall under Ukrainian control, they bring immediate and powerful advantages: clearer observation, stronger artillery coordination, and the ability to choke enemy movement. From elevated ridgelines and fortified junctions, drone operators and forward observers maintain wide fields of vision, tracking Russian movements far beyond the visible front. Artillery and rocket systems, guided by these observation points, unleash devastatingly precise strikes on troop concentrations and logistic hubs. Even in urban or semi-urban areas where Russian forces attempt to find cover, Ukrainian units demonstrate exceptional skill in clearing and securing ground through combined arms tactics. Armored vehicles, engineering teams, and small infantry squads, all backed by drones, advance in perfect coordination. They sweep through villages, tree lines, and industrial zones, eliminating pockets of resistance. Each captured position not only denies the enemy a staging area, but also expands Ukraine's surveillance reach over the surrounding terrain. These gains, multiplied across the front, create a cascading effect. Russian units find themselves boxed in, their movements restricted, and their attacks anticipated before they even begin. Every hilltop, every bridge, every fortified ruin becomes a new Ukrainian vantage point from which to observe, target, and dominate. Alongside the control of strategic ground and the disruption of convoys, another critical pillar of Ukraine's campaign has been the relentless hunt for Russian defensive bunkers and underground shelters. As Russian troops increasingly rely on subterranean fortifications to shield themselves from drones and artillery, these very shelters become their biggest weakness. Ukrainian UAV reconnaissance teams scour the terrain, identifying bunker entrances, ventilation shafts, and supply tunnels with surgical precision. Once detected, these underground positions are struck with specialized munitions, bunker buster charges, or precision-delivered explosives carried by drones. In multiple documented operations, Ukraine has employed highly adaptive tactics to destroy deeply buried positions. High-explosive FPV drones are flown directly into bunker entrances or air vents, detonating within confined spaces and causing catastrophic internal destruction. When combined with sustained artillery barrages, these attacks often leave defenders with two grim options: flee or be annihilated. Destroying fortified positions not only inflicts heavy casualties, but also shatters the morale of Russian troops. Structures once seen as safe havens for rest and resupply now offer no protection from relentless Ukrainian drone and artillery attacks. The constant threat forces Russian units into a state of perpetual uncertainty. No position, no matter how deep or reinforced, can guarantee safety. This unyielding pressure forces the enemy to disperse, thin their defensive lines, and waste time and resources building new fortifications. Yet every effort to fortify is often undone by renewed Ukrainian strikes. The integration of convoy disruption, strategic terrain control, and bunker elimination highlights Ukraine's comprehensive battlefield strategy, one grounded in adaptability, precision, and cutting-edge technology. With each successful operation, Ukraine systematically erodes Russia's operational capabilities. Commanders are forced into reactive measures, losing the initiative as Ukrainian forces dictate the pace of combat. These dynamics create openings for local breakthroughs, targeted assaults, and deeper penetration into previously fortified enemy zones. Ukraine's focus on disrupting logistics, seizing terrain, and neutralizing reinforced positions will remain decisive in shaping control of the battlefield. As drone technology evolves and targeting intelligence grows more sophisticated, Russian forces face ever greater difficulty concealing movements, protecting supply lines, or maintaining shelters resilient to precision attacks. In this constantly shifting environment, the courage, creativity, and resolve of Ukrainian soldiers and drone operators become decisive factors. By leveraging modern technology, sharing real-time intelligence, and adapting tactics to exploit enemy weaknesses, Ukraine repeatedly overcomes numerical disadvantages and entrenched positions. Every convoy destroyed, every strategic position seized, and every shelter neutralized is a testament to Ukraine's relentless determination to reclaim territory and deny invading forces any sense of security. The ground-sky unit of the 3rd Operations Brigade, Spartan NGU, conducting reconnaissance toward Prask, detected numerous Russian elements in the area. Initial footage revealed 2 Russian soldiers riding a motorcycle along the front, an exposed posture leaving them highly vulnerable to FPV drone strikes. Oblivious to the danger, they continued, emphasizing the constant risk across the battlefield. Immediately, operators launched FPV drones with surgical precision. Within moments, both soldiers were neutralized, a stark display of Ukraine's real-time targeting capability. Similar situations unfolded elsewhere. Russian elements attempting to hide in abandoned buildings or shifting across open terrain were systematically identified. With nowhere to escape, successive drone strikes eliminated enemy personnel one by one. Abandoned homes, ruins, and rural landscapes were brought under continuous surveillance. Every potential cover point came under drone control, leaving Russian forces exposed and vulnerable. By the conclusion of the operation, enemy forces had suffered significant losses in both personnel and equipment, with remaining weapons rendered inoperable. This operation reaffirmed the critical role of unmanned aerial systems in modern warfare. Ukraine's aviation and intelligence services, acting in precise coordination, identified the base of 2 Russian FPV drone operators. This vital intelligence was instantly relayed to field units and artillery teams, who mobilized for immediate precision strikes. The shelter housing the drone operators and their equipment was destroyed completely. This successful strike disrupted Russian FPV activity, minimized Ukrainian casualties, and optimized ammunition usage, ensuring mission success. Through the relentless courage of its soldiers and ingenuity of its drone operators, Ukraine has proven that no corner behind enemy lines is safe. Every strike, every ambush, and every destroyed shelter underscores a singular message. Ukrainian forces will relentlessly challenge and dismantle the invading army's capabilities, leaving them exposed and reactive at every turn.